The calla lilies are in bloom, such mysterious flower, appropriate for all occasions. Ah.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and something really different today. You weren't expecting to see me. No, you weren't, but you're seeing me, right? Because normally when I surprise you out on the kitchen counter, that's where I stay. The supervisor got on me because, like my last two auctions, I was like, well, I haven't had it listed yet, but it soon will be. Supervisor said get busy, so I got busy. Everything that you're going to see today is listed in the Old Curiosity Shop, which means it's up for auction right now. Now it all went live yesterday and my auctions run for 7 days. So if you see anything you like, take a closer look at my eBay store. The link is in the description box below. Now, before I tell you about all those lovely things that you just saw, I changed my backdrop. I have been doing this since I was about 13 years old. Knock on the bedroom door. What are you doing? Rearranging? I had a rather large bedroom for a kid, and it was full of stuff. Furniture and radios and lamps and everything. The bug bit me when I was very young, so I was always rearranging. Well, in honor of something that I found at the thrift shop, I have put up a little Art Deco display. Now, one of these days, I'm gonna get out like my entire Art Deco collection and put it on display and show it to you. But these are things that are here in the house, and so I just moved a few things around in honor of what I'm gonna show you. Now, back here, I'm not gonna talk too much about this stuff, but let's see. Everything back here except two things, and this is somewhat unusual, has actually been in my family since the 1920s. I know. That's when the Art Deco bug bit me when I was really little and was fascinated with some of these objects. One thing I just found at a flea market this week, and the other things were in the house that I grew up in because they had been purchased by my great-grandparents in the 1920s. And I'll tell you about those later. So why did I put these Art Deco things up behind me? Because I found the entire Poirot. Now this is called the Complete Case Collection. So let's see, there are 4 of these boxes, and let's see, there are 9 discs in this with, like, I think I counted up a total of about 70 or 80 episodes. And so each one of these has about 9 DVDs in it. And each one was only $4. Now I know you can find a lot of this stuff on YouTube and whatnot, but sometimes it's copyrighted and they suck you in by saying, oh, watch this, and then it's like on the wrong speed or something. Anyway, so now if you're a fan of Poirot and of course Miss Lemon, you'll know why I had to get some Art Deco up behind me just in honor of that find. All right, so let's see what's what. You've already seen a lot of it. So this is a full Pottery thrift haul. And everything that you're going to see here was purchased by me at thrift shops and local flea markets recently. This I've actually been holding on to for a while. I think I've had it since maybe last summer, but I decided to put her up for sale in this auction. Now, we already had a big discussion about this. It's not little Audrey, it's not little Lulu. It looks like one of those 1940s cartoon characters But it's just a cute little girl, bashful girl there with it standing next to a yellow flower pot. She's not marked on the bottom, but she does have USA written on the back of her knickers. I don't know if you can see that. And excellent condition. There's no crazing in this at all. And you can just see how bright and shiny the glaze is. You know, when you see just one of these planters, you go, oh, okay. But it's fun to collect a bunch of these 1940s planters and put them all on a shelf and put those little, what do they call them? Air plants, succulents, whatever that is. They look really good all together. So that's cute. We love our Dutch motifs in our American kitchens here in the 1930s, 40s. I still can't figure out where that came from. They liked big pants in Holland, didn't they? So there's no mark on this either. And again, it's a little planter. Somebody told me, hold the stuff still. All right, I will hold it still so you can see it. Right? Did I hold this one still? Notice the sort of soft, muted colors on these. This is very, very 40s. 30s and 40s. The colors change when you get into the 50s and 60s. Here's another one that's very 1930s, and this is made in Czechoslovakia. It was Czechoslovakia at that time, and this is before the war. It's a little basket with a colorful, it doesn't look like a parakeet. It looks more like a sparrow, but sparrows aren't that color. Czechoslovakia. See how nice all the colors are when you get them all together? I will mention if there's damage on anything. Here's a little pixie elf with a little green hat, and he is hanging around a tree stump. I'm not sure what he's doing. Nothing in it. That's cute. And I think that's all of the little sort of 1940s-ish planters. Maybe this is a planter. I showed you this before, but somebody did tell me that it is Shawnee, a couple of subscribers, and I appreciate your comments. Several people looked it up for me and found out it's Shawnee. I still don't see how you can drink out of this. I'm not going to reenact what I did in the last video, because when I tried to drink out of it, the parrot head went up my nose. But hey, if you want to drink out of it or put a fern in it, go for it. The finish on it is silky smooth, and it's really nice looking. He is up for sale. Everything is. Very Art Deco. I love this. Don't know who made it. Nothing on the bottom. And so, as I've said, I recognize pottery from certain eras, but I am not a pottery expert. Definitely Art Deco. I love the small size. This has a wee little chip right on the top of it. You see that? Yeah, right there. So color that in with a little nail polish and you'll never see it. Here's the kitten. She's up for sale. Remember, I did tell you that her little paw was broken off the back and re-glued. They did an okay job gluing it back on. Wait, can you see that right there? But that's adorable. I think you saw that in the last... I showed a lot of this to you in the thrift haul, but it wasn't up for sale yet, so that's why I'm going fast. The Ben Franklin teapot, you already saw that. He's in the shop. And remember, there is a repair that's been done on the inside of the lid. But there's not a problem on the outside at all. So, let me show you the storm I got caught in yesterday. Watch this. Now, I know a lot of you need rain in many different parts of the country. And I wish I could send this to you. We have had storms like that about every 2 or 3 days here recently. And a lot of them cause quite a bit of damage. Quite a bit of damage. So that was a lot of rain. This is incredible. Now, this is a, what do you call this? This thing is a calla lily. Remember the famous line? Let's see, how did it go? The calla lilies are in bloom, such a mysterious flower, appropriate for all occasions. Ah, you old poop. Sorry. That was my attempt at impersonating Katharine Hepburn, but I think I got the line from her movie in the 40s confused with a line from On Golden Pond.
The calla lilies are in bloom again. The calla lilies are in... I can't remember that. The calla lilies are in bloom again. The calla lilies are in bloom again. The calla lilies are in bloom again.
The calla lilies are in bloom again. The calla lilies are in bloom again. Such a strange flower.
Such a strange flower. Such a strange flower. Such a strange flower. Such a strange flower.
Such a strange flower.
So yes, this is a calla lily. Now this is made by one of the California potteries. And if we turn it upside down, we can see it says Hollywood ware. Made in California. And so I think this is sort of, maybe a 1940s piece. There would have been two. Sadly, there's only one left, but I think this is very unusual, and I think somebody would love to have it. Now, I looked up, I kept running into all of this California pottery stuff. So, excuse me, I went to a website called liveabout.com. That's liveabout.com. And I found this article by Ellen Kate Taylor that was put on in 2017. And this is what it says about California pottery. I found this interesting. Why did ceramics and pottery manufacturers proliferate in California during the 20th century? Was it the climate, or the fact that so many people were there or headed to California anyway? I don't know why my printer separated it on so many pieces of paper, but I will recycle. Actually, it's several factors combined that resulted in more than 1,000 pottery companies setting up shop from San Diego to the north of San Francisco. Among the possible reasons for California becoming a hotbed of pottery production are as follows. This is interesting to me. California has always attracted talented and ambitious artists and entrepreneurs. The Panama California International Exposition in San Diego in 1915 introduced the Spanish Moorish style of architecture, buildings with geometric designs in their tiles that were copied by existing and new potteries throughout California. In addition to European ethnic influences, California ceramics were influenced by Asian and Mexican art, design and culture, which was almost exclusive to California during that period. This resulted in inspired shapes and bright, beautiful colors never seen before in American pottery. The clay soil and talc from places like Death Valley and Aberhill in Riverside County provided abundant natural resources perfect for producing ceramics and pottery. And then it goes on and on and on. It talks about how these potteries flourished into the through the 40s. And of course, after the war, we had all these cheap imports from places like Japan. Remember, Japan stuff was considered cheap. And so a lot of the companies couldn't compete and they went out of business. So I'd never heard of the Hollywood Ware Pottery Company in California. But this is really nice. And maybe somebody out there has the matching candlestick to go with it, a candlestick holder to go with it. Here's a sweet little pot. No markings on the bottom. And I don't know who made it. I like the pastel colors, and it certainly looks as though it dates to the 1930s. It's a little planter, and there isn't any damage or issues on that. Here are the two Hall pieces, H-A-L-L. A little tiny individual creamer and a nice little ball pitcher. A lot of these pitchers were made in the 30s and 40s. That particular mark on the bottom, and it's also on this piece, Hall used that back stamp from 1930, I think, until about 1970 or 72. So, I don't know, but the shape, the cobalt color makes me think it would be earlier in the run, more like the 30s and 40s, but I couldn't tell you to be certain. This one is in good shape. The ball pitcher has a wee little chip right here at the top rim in front of the handle. Color that in with something and you wouldn't see it. Now I'm going to save something really nice for the end, but I've got 4 pink pieces to show you. I don't know how all of this came up, like within 2 days I found all of these. Here's a wonderful classical shape. This is Abingdon Pottery. I'll let you see the stamp on the bottom of that. I might have it turned. I love it when it's marked. I don't have to do any research. This looks like something from the 1940s. The condition on this is unbelievable. Look how shiny that glaze is. And you can imagine, all you would have to do would be to ding one of these handles one time and they would snap right off. Those handles are perfect. Not a bit of damage on this thing. It's white on the inside, and that is a nice, almost a 9-inch vase. 2 vases that almost look the same color, but are not marked, and it's wonderful that these are matching. They say USA and then the mold number, which is 474, 674. I think it's a 674 on the bottom. One is good, a pair is better. Almost always. I mean, not a pair of snakes or not a pair of screaming children, but a pair of vases is good. And these are both in perfect condition, nice and shiny. They have very stylized flowers on the front. Are they tulips? I don't know. But unsure of the maker. And again, these have that sort of, this is 1940s feel about these, I think. I'm not sure about that. This is from either 61 or 62. This is the only piece that is not listed in the shop yet. I'm adding this as an honorable mention piece because I just bought it this morning and everything else I listed yesterday. So give me a hot minute and I'll get this listed. It is McCoy, and it's a swirl pattern vase, and it dates to, I think, 1961 or 62. And it's not quite the same pink color as the others. All right, and then finally, oh, you're not supposed to see it yet. And then what made this so sweet? I was in a thrift store somewhere in Jersey. I'm not telling you where. And there was this guy there who, he's not really my nemesis. I've talked about my nemesis before. I will catch her on camera. Anyway, but this is a guy who I think like lives near this shop, and he just goes every day. You know, he'll buy like a CD or a pair of pants or something, but he sometimes gets good stuff because I've seen him in there, and I'll get there like 10 minutes too late and he's already grabbed some good stuff, but I only see him in this one shop. Wahaha! He didn't see this. He walked right by it. And I ran over there like I was creeping out of a bootlegger's funeral. And I grabbed a hold of that without him seeing me. stop all the dramatics and just get to it. It's beautiful. Don't often see this form of Noritake. And it is Noritake. We can see the green stamp on the bottom, which is going to put this in that sort of, I don't know, late 20s to mid 30s era. I can never really see how things are showing up. By the way, if you want to see better pictures without me rambling, go to the auction site and you can take a much better look and get descriptions of everything and not have to listen to me. But it's on a black base, cherry blossoms, yellow and white cherry blossoms on their branches. Beautiful piece of Noritake, absolutely perfect condition, no chips, no cracks, no chips, and a little bit of gilding around the top and around the base. And this is just a beautiful piece. Now we're talking about something that's almost 100 years old. Again, this is going to be that sort of 1925 to 1935, somewhere in there, but you know, before the Second World War. And I saw, he was in the aisle, and I saw it. And in my mind, I kept saying, no, 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 get away, get away. And he didn't even pick it up. So, woohoo! Is that not nice of me? I mean, I sometimes don't get stuff. Other people get there first. I don't think that's not nice. I mean, I didn't wish him any ill. I didn't, you know, want a hornet to sting him or anything. I just wanted to get this vase because it really is pretty. All right. So that's that. I sometimes never really am sure how to end these videos, but I'm gonna have a saltwater taffy that somebody brought back to me yesterday from the shore. They didn't bring one, they brought a whole bag of them. And I'm gonna say, thanks for watching and so long for now. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. When I come back next week, which is the first week of September, I have some announcements to make. So I hope you'll join me next week. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, everybody. So long for now.